Hello. Welcome back. I just realised I haven't started the game yet, so we're going to watch that happen. Cryptic. Yeah, I don't know whether they made the game or whether they're the ones currently running it. But the complexities of who owns the game and who's running it aren't something that I'm that familiar with. So, we have been fighting the Gadroon. But first, I will once again introduce myself. My name is Rich. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here. And where here is Champions Online. It's a superhero MMO. It came out in 2009, so it's just had its 11th birthday. I think it's an underappreciated game. I think that it's got a lot of potential, if only whoever it is that's currently running it, Cryptic maybe, I don't remember, would devote some attention and some resources to it, because they currently aren't really. My understanding is that they just let it function, and you know what, let's silence my phone so it doesn't keep happening. The game ticks over. People devote enough money to it in the form of giving it Zen, which is the currency that it's a premium currency that you buy and then you put into the game in the form of buying things like retcon tokens and cosmic keys of power, which you use to open lock boxes, which loot boxes essentially. I get a certain amount every month because I'm a lifetime subscriber, because I bought a lifetime subscription a couple of years ago when I was playing a lot. I play on and off, and had decided at that point that I'd probably spent more in subscription than I would do if I were to just buy a one-time lifetime subscription. So that's what I did. So the game ticks along. People subscribe or they buy premium currency items. One of them being this electric scorpion. It's basically a mount with some weapons, and it lets you get around more quickly, which is handy on big maps like this. What's that? Oh yeah. The purpose of this stream, I really should work this stuff out and have a spiel to give. The purpose of this stream is to look at the stories that the game is trying to tell. Previously, when I've played, I've just rushed through all of the dialogue options. Well, I say dialogue options, it's just quest text really. You don't have options. Your character just responds one way and one way only, as far as I've seen. I mean, there might be some options later that I just brushed past, but so previously when I've played the game, I've just skipped through all the quest options, and even doing that, I've managed to catch references to films and other media. Like there's heavy references to John Carpenter's films, like Big Trouble in Little China and The Thing and They Live and there were references to Lost earlier, and what else? Clockwork Orange, all sorts of things really. And I wanted to slow down, take in as much of the story as I could, and share that. So currently what we're doing is fighting Gadroon, who are aliens. This is one of their ships. They are reptilian, amphibian, kind of toad-like. Apparently they have control or mastery. Their technology is advanced and they have certain mastery and specialization in gravity technology. That's interesting. I wonder what this is for. Currently, we are after Gadroon terraformers. I don't know whether that's a type of dude or an object. I think it's these. Oh no. So this is a terraforming device, but there is a dude who is a terraformer. Okay. So the character I'm playing is an electricity character. She is called Technical Issues because I figured, well, this is the first stream or series of streams. I first started a month ago now. First time I'd ever streamed, and I knew that there would be issues, technical in nature, and indeed I have had some. And in honor of that, in honor of knowing that that would happen, I decided to name my character appropriately. Oops, I've been seen by a flying controller. That's annoying. Can I do anything to these? No. I mean, I think these have been described as orbs with horns, and that's almost correct. They're like a stuffed donut shape, aren't they? These are, well, clearly you can see gravitonic biomodulators, which are apparently used to help the terraforming process. I don't know quite what the Gadroon are hoping to accomplish. Like, surely you invade and conquer a world first, then terraform it. Like, why do you think that you can terraform it before you have pacified it? Like, that doesn't make sense. To me, at least. I mean, did this just beep? It did, didn't it? Right, well, let's silence you as well, shall we? So, the information we've gotten is that the Gadroon are either an empire or have been subsumed into an empire recently. And, oh hey! Welcome along, Mimo. I'm just teaching these Gadroon what for, as they're trying to terraform the Earth without doing the sensible thing and conquering us first. And I've just been theorizing as to why that might be. So, they appear to be either members of an empire or, like, constituents of a Gadroon empire, and they've been ordered to do this or do something by... Yeah, but if you don't conquer us first, we'll resist when you try to terraform the planet like this, like I'm doing now. And it wastes resources. So they've been ordered to terraform Earth, or at least part of it, and I think it might be to help their eggs hatch. I think this is a Gadroon egg, but it's not made clear because last time on Monday, yes, we're on Wednesday now, aren't we? On Monday we helped a scientist who they'd kidnapped to... the Gadroon had kidnapped a scientist, and they were trying to make him work out how to make their eggs hatch faster. He used to be a member of Viper, this scientist. He managed to escape on his own, but we helped him stay safe, and we also rescued his assistant. Oh, for goodness sake. And this guy has said that he's turned over a new leaf. Oh, so I'm supposed to shut down terraforming spires. Is it these? Yes. Okay. I wish the game would, like, have the mission info, like, interactable object aura happen further away so you could see. Am I being hurt by something? Because, like, it's not clear that this is an object that we need to interact with for the mission. Because there's lots of weird stuff in this area that could be a thing that we're supposed to interact with, particularly these objects. Like, these are obviously involved in the terraforming process as well, and the game could refer to it as a spire if it felt like it. Wow, this person's pulled a lot of dudes, hasn't they? I don't think they... Well, they're level 22, but I don't think they kind of built their character terribly well, can they? Why aren't you using a travel power? That doesn't tell us very much. They've entered some personal information to roleplay, but... What I was doing by checking was to trying to find out whether they were freeform or archetype, because archetypes, unfortunately, do tend to be less resilient, less capable of dishing out damage. Although it looks like they're... Oh no, she's probably a psychic, isn't she? Because there are several ways that you can get a shield like this. And I thought that it would be the Force power set, because that's one of the things that it mainly does, but they are obviously using telekinesis, which also provides... well, I say obviously. It's obvious to me because I've been playing the game for fucking ages, but... So they've got a shield. All of their powers are purple. Well, kind of magenta really, but... in the purple area of the spectrum, and they had one of their attacks had like a sort of cone-shaped lance that I recognized as being a telekinesis power, and I'd confused myself by assuming first that they were a Force user who had also decided to take some telekinetic powers on the side, and I don't personally think they mesh very well. I mean, you can, you could do it, as long as your telekinesis powers also had push effects. So that all of your powers are basically doing the same thing, having the same effect on the enemy, applying the same kind of debuffs, but telekinetic and psychic powers have a variety of effects. They have a variety of debuffs that they apply, and choosing the right one, making sure that everything meshes and synergizes can be tricky. Good. The air already seems to be clearing up, don't you think? No more funky alien smell. I imagine the areas that the Gadroon have been terraforming smell like the inside of a reptile house at the zoo. Personally, I quite like the smell. I quite like visiting the reptile house when I go to a zoo. It's kind of an earthy, strange smell, but in a good way, like an adventure. An adventurous sort of smell. And because the Gadroon are reptilian, amphibian, and appear to be terraforming like giant lilies and things, my assumption is that it probably smells kind of swampy and similar. Good, at least Canada is safe from the Gadroon terraforming threat. But what about the rest of the world? Well, they certainly seem to have limited resources, and they're terraforming only small sections at a time. So I think that the world is probably safe for now. We can't allow the Gadroon to leave the planet and get reinforcements from wherever it is that they come from. You need to disable their invasion ship technical issues. Overload terraforming spheres located on the mountain in Fallen Sun. Then go to the ship on the plateau near the top of the mountain in Fallen Sun Forest. Get on top of the ship and interact with the ship to draw out the invasion leader. Okay, that was a bit fourth wall breaking on the nose. Interact with the ship. I mean, that's what you do when you fly close to something that's got a silvery flashing sheen to it, and then press the interact button. Doesn't really seem like that's the wording that the game's writers should have used. Can I interact with these spheres now? I mean, yes. Why are they calling it a sphere when it's not spherical? It's been described as a sphere with horns, and like, yes, okay, horns, I see, but this is definitely a... It's not even an oblate spheroid like the Earth or a Satsuma. It's a donut. It's a torus with the center filled in. I guess they didn't have any better ways of describing it. Come on. Need to disable one more of the terraforming spheres. Now, the game says overload. Is that supposed to be... Am I supposed to be blowing them up? Or just causing them to, like, burn out important components and stop functioning? Because, like, we don't seem to have been causing any new animations to happen. Or really any change to the animation at all. Which is a little disappointing, because, I mean, we had a mission over here to rearm surface-to-air missile launchers that actually caused a missile to launch out at a Gadroon ship every time you reloaded a ground-to-air missile launcher. Wow, that's a bit bright, isn't it? What am I supposed to be doing here? Like, tapping on the windscreen and going, "Oi, knobhead, come out." Reptilian species... Yeah, that's exactly the same information that we got. "You foolish humans. Only delay your inevitable conquest." Well, if you are the best that the Gadroon have got, I don't think that we really need to worry. There we go. It's a bit difficult to see him, isn't it, because of the glare. Oh... Just defeated your leader. Don't bother. Clearly more than you can handle. Whoa, it's not just Canada that is in debt to you, it's the entire world. Okay, I mean, if you want to say that I've just saved the world, then I'll accept it. I mean, it's a good thing to put on your hero CV or resume or whatever, I guess. We've just leveled up. Whoops, didn't want to press that. I only have one advantage point, and most advantages take 2, so I'll leave that and wait. Put a point in there, that seems fine. What's this? Okay, auction lot. Notification, nice. Mission hand in over here? Yes. Splendid. Terrific. Information such as this will be invaluable if we are to put a stop to the Gadroon's terraforming. And we've got some rather nice rewards there. Thank you. Lost Convoy. Do I want to be doing the Lost Convoy mission just yet? I mean, I want to go back to Millenium City at some point. No, I don't think I do. I think I'm going to do the missions up here. And this one that was just like a brief random pickup mission. Because this has a small quest line, well, mission line related to it. I don't remember if this one does. We'll sort the stuff out here and then go back to Millenium City, because there's a bunch of stuff there that we've missed. And maybe, if we've got time, after completing stuff in Millenium City, because we might be able to do that today, we'll go along to Vibora Bay, which is one of the other large outdoor map areas. This is interesting. I haven't actually been here before. Oops, hello. Flying patrollers. That's fun. This is clearly going to have a lot of missions associated with it, isn't it? It's got a lot going on. Fortunately, I'm not here for that just yet. I'm only here to enter a cave, I think, probably. Down here. Oh, hello. A bear that I can't target. It's just a ghost bear. An ice shaman and his pack of ice demons have taken over these caves. Take out the ice shaman and the rest of the ice demons will depart this realm for their own dark dominion. Is this supposed to be a naturally forming cave? Well, I mean, I suppose that there is an ice shaman living in it, isn't there? So it's not surprising that the whole place is coated in ice. But we're definitely supposed to be in rock, because, like, this was a cave in a rock formation, and I don't know where the light is coming from. Like, okay, this is the first chamber. We may have traversed some amount of tunnel, but the further we go in, the less light there should be, and yet there's no explanation for this whatsoever, is there? This is just the effects of being in a universe of high adventure, I think. Isn't it, really? Like, in the same way that adventurers in fantasy universes can be assured of light sources in caves and dungeons, apparently superheroes in this universe can be assured of light sources. I mean, yeah, okay, so there's a patch here in the ceiling that seems to be emitting light, but, like, is that an ice-covered tunnel up to the surface? Because there should be quite a lot of rock over us at this point, given the location. So my phone was just telling me that it was reconnecting to my chat room. So if anybody has been talking in the last, I don't know, however long, and I have been ignoring you, I apologize. Well, I haven't been ignoring you. I have not been able to see your messages. Let's just see what my phone's Wi-Fi is doing. Connect to the strongest source, please. Thank you. Reconnecting to chat again. Okay. Hopefully that will be it sorted for the rest of the evening. We can only hope. I wish they'd stay nice and neatly collected together so I could hit them all together with lightning storm. Is that it? Can't be right. We haven't found an ice shaman. I've missed a doorway somewhere. Aha! Yes. Another door. And there's the ice shaman with a convenient exit built in. Fantastic. Although quite why we didn't enter through that entrance, I don't know. That would have made this much easier. I mean, the game did tell us that his minions would leave if we defeated him. Too high level for me. Does this have any information? Seen primarily in Canada, these frigid fiends have risen recently as the result of the corrupting influence of the demon gods Tillinkut and Kigatilik. This sinister shaman will freeze you in an ice cage, then shatter it to do extra damage. That's in addition to having other attacks such as summoning snowstorms and spewing frigid frost breath. One of which sounds like fun. Good work. You smashed the ice shaman and his minions. Indeed I did. And we exit through exactly the same... Why is there a... Will the bear return when I've gone far enough away? Was the bear there to mark the entrance somehow? Oops, hello. Go away. So apparently, both the entrance and the exit inside the map link up to this. So there must have been a tunnel with a branch, and I just happened to take the branch that took me to the room furthest from the ice shaman, I guess. But yeah, so like there's a lot of rock over where this tunnel was supposed to, or cave system was supposed to have been. I assumed that we went this way rather than this way, because if we went this way, then, well, even if we had, there would still have been quite a lot of rock over the surface. But if we went this way, there would have been more space for like the ups and downs and the caves. But there still would not, anywhere around here, be anywhere that looks like it could let in light from the outside. Like, this is all rock. This is all solid rock. So my assumption has to be that the ice shaman needs light. He himself, at least. And Burial cave. Okay, that sounds like fun. That's not a village. That's a hamlet. Oh. Are these supposed to be Native Americans? No, the Sasquatches. Alright, that's alright then. Games trying to reasonably portray native populations is always a fraught issue. What's this? Oh, it's Gadroon technology. I'm not going to use that. Now, what am I actually supposed to be doing here? Cure contaminated animals. Hopefully I don't have to weaken them first, because the power level I'm at, I'm probably just going to kill them. Good. I don't have to weaken them first. Okay, you alright? Are you gonna stop cowering? Okay then. I might actually be high enough level that they won't try and attack me, no matter how close I get, because of the level difference. So that's convenient. See, these 3 wolves should ordinarily count as like a single unit or mob group, and attacking one or doing anything interacting with one should pull the others. But that doesn't seem to be happening here, because I am high enough level that they just kind of go, oh, I'm not going to deal with them, get lost, fucking, no, can't see them, they're on their own, we're not going to deal with that. Is this not... Oh, there we go. What info? It's only just occurred to me that I could... Oh, these are clearly poisoned fishes, aren't they? You know, I can't demonstrate because I don't have the right power set, but you can actually get these salmon as weapons. You can, if you've got like any kind of dual-wield weapon or single-wield weapon, one of the models that you can set your weapon to look like is a salmon. Another is a swordfish. You can also get a candy cane that so the handle is like a looped like candy cane, but then from here onwards it's actually a blade. What other silly things can you get? Well, I mean, you've got police batons of various kinds. You've also got a baseball bat with a circular saw blade, kind of barbed wired to it. And I'll have to check at some point. Will this still work, or will it disappear? It will still work. Jolly good. I can keep curing animals. It seems rude to cure one of a group of 3 and not the rest. And the fact that I can continue to, probably until I hand in the mission and the object gets taken from my inventory. Oh, that was interesting. That's a power that heroes can get, called Howl, fittingly enough, which is it's primarily an AoE fear applier. So fear is a debuff. It causes enemies to deal less damage. But I think it also does damage itself, Howl. But I can't remember because it's been a while. That's Viper fighting against contaminated animals, and I can't be bothered. trying to help one side or the other. I mean, I'll leave Viper to it, and I think because of the nature of my powers, they tend to spread. I probably wouldn't be able to target one over the other. So if I attacked Viper, can I cure these guys? No, that's a shame. I'll just, they're having a nap. They're just sleeping, it's fine. Any hikers? So that was Charlie. Presumably one of the others was Mazza or Carrera. So we've got 3 more to rescue: O'Sullivan, McCoy and Roybal. And that's probably a reference to something that I just haven't watched or read as well, isn't it? Who's this? Ron. That doesn't help. I guess we'll find out when he is rescued. Okay, Ron O'Sullivan. Deadly poison. I thought that the black spray was probably some kind of debuff applicator. And it makes sense because they're contaminated. It makes sense that they would apply a debuff. Oh, I'm bleeding now as well. A poison debuff. Well, it's very impressive that my character is of strong enough constitution that they can just fight off a bloodborne contamination within the amount of time that it takes for the debuff to wear off, or at least the significant effects of the infection wear off within 6 seconds. This is Chauncey. Let's find out what his surname is. Chauncey Roybal. Okay. So the last one will be McCoy. Abel McCoy. There we go. And there is not a convenient exit. Fun. Although, thankfully, the map is not that big. There have been, in the past, some incredibly large maps without exits right in the last room. And I think City of Heroes was also, well, certainly guilty of not having exits in the last room of a mission. but guilty of having very, very long missions or large missions with only one entrance and exit. Oops, flying into a tree. You found them. Thank you. All of the missing hikers have checked in with us here and are currently warming up inside, safe with the hot cocoa. Thank you. Stopping the corruption food chain. Treating those animals is going to make the woods safer for the hikers as well as the critters, but that's not treating the cause. Those animals aren't mutating on their own. Technical issues. We need to figure out why they're mutating and put a stop to it. Again, this needs... How did I defeat Rictus and his zombie horde? I guess I was just nearby. This game really needed someone to go through the dialogue options, like one last time. Well, I say dialogue options, the dialogue. Just giving it a once-over for comprehension quality. We've begun to get reports of Viper shipping dangerous and toxic substances into the Rime Woods area. I'm willing to bet they're the ones causing the mutations in the wildlife. We need to find out what they're up to, technical issues, and see if we can't find a way to stop the contamination. What's this? Oh, just an announcement to the local area, local zone, that someone's won something from a lockbox. Follow the path north of Force Station Steelhead over the ridge and head east to the river. Investigate anything suspicious and take some samples. Okay. Oh, that's pointing me to the wrong place. In fact, because I'm not going to be doing these missions until I come back here, I should probably hide them. That's already hidden. It's already hidden. Okay. Here we are, Viper up to no good, as per usual. That'll be poetic justice, won't it? Pick up the barrel, chuck it at this guy. Investigate. Collect mutated river fish. Collect samples of toxic materials. Okay, so I actually just need to be going into here. I don't know why you need a sewer grate through the ice. I mean, you could just carve a hole, I guess. But alright. So, let's descend into the freezing river. Oh, I hadn't seen that character before. We'll meet her later. Right, so, we're underwater. Here are some mutated flesh-eating fish. Strange, dangerous and deadly denizens of the deep sea. These look like they're modelled on piranha, which are freshwater fish that live in rivers, not the deep sea. The best defense against these angry omnivores is to launch an area attack. I probably don't need to bother. So I think I can turn off my travel power and still, okay, not move that quickly. I thought maybe my movement speed would be unaffected. But, so I've played this mission before, I'm familiar with it. And one of the characters that I played it with was the Street Shark character that I created, who had tunneling as his main travel power because, of course, Street Sharks shark dive. And, well, okay, so in the cartoon series, Street Sharks, what a shark dive was for the characters was diving into the concrete or tarmac road and using their mouths to bite through the subsurface of the road. And they would travel like that with their dorsal fins above the surface. Very cool for a 8, 9, 10-year-old. Not really making a whole lot of sense to 33-year-old, but it was fun, it was silly. And so, of course, when I recreated a Street Shark in this game, I gave my character the closest travel power I could to that, being tunneling. Now, you would think a fish character with a fish head with gills on it would be perfectly fine swimming through the water, and he is. But so is every other character. Probably for convenience sake. And it's not clear how she's surviving under the water, under the freezing water. But then she can also survive on the surface of the moon without any visible breathing apparatus, so she's clearly got more going on than is visibly apparent. But what you can do if you're underwater here, perfectly suspended, and your travel power is tunnel, is you can just become tunneled. Enter the tunneled state. Up from the floor. Hidden. At least that's my recollection. And it is always amusing to me. I think you can even do it on the occasions later on when you get to space. Although, to be fair, I haven't tried it. With the one tunneling character that I've got, because I haven't gotten him to an appropriate level to do space missions. Oops. So these are Viper diving men with some kind of leg brace on. I wonder if we are high enough level. Oh no, we're not. That they will just ignore us, which is unfortunate, but I just wanted to investigate these dudes. So he's got leg braces on, and he was probably a melee character, and he doesn't, and he had a ranged weapon that looks like a spaz shotgun with glowing bits. So okay. Electric Eel Super Soldier. Ah, okay. This is just the same Viper, standard Viper text. But apparently, this guy is the results of a Viper experiment into super soldiers. So let's put the shield up and try and get a bit closer to him to get a better look. He's got little armoured speedos on. The shield's in the way, that's annoying. How much damage will we take if we drop it? He's supposed to be an electric eel super soldier, but well, for one thing, being an electricity user won't really do very much to me. But he's got a lot more fins than an eel should. Like, eels don't have dorsal or pectoral fins. They've just, well, they certainly don't have pectoral or like the rearward fins that I can't remember the name of. Let's deal with him, shall we? I'm better at lightning than you are. And I still would be, even if I was an appropriate level. And not 9 levels higher than you. Is there a way out here? No, just a light source. Okay. So he had a lot more fins than I think an eel man should. Really. But then this is a universe of strange mutations and high technology. So who's to say, really? Almost done here. I think, for now, anyway. We will come back later. Whoa, whoa, underwater testing grounds? Flesh-eating fish? Mutant super soldiers? Whatever Viper's up to, it's bigger than mutant wildlife and it's definitely no good. We need to shut down this operation, and fast. Agreed. We've got a government employee in grave danger. The Canadian Environmental Assessment Agency sent one of their top investigators, Aaron Bogdanovich, to check into rumours about Viper dumping toxic waste. We just got an anonymous phone call warning Bogdanovich will be sleeping with the fishies if their investigations continue. The mutated fishies. The mutated fishies. Who's this? Wow, that's a very eclectic collection of parts, but it all comes together very well. You've got to rescue him, technical issues. 10-minute rescue timer. Okay, well that'll be the next one that we do. It seems all this toxic runoff is from some kind of aquatic super soldier program. You've stumbled onto something huge, technical issues. With soldiers like that one, like the one you described, they could be a real threat in the oceans too. We need to clean out that next. We need to clean out that next, and stop their program in its tracks. Now, I'm not super good at reading text as it is, and I haven't rehearsed any of these lines, but even so, I still feel like that was awkwardly worded. Like, that could have been done better. I'm not quite sure how. I would have to have the text in front of me again, which I do here, conveniently. Okay, let's give that an editing pass, shall we? We need to clean... Well, I mean, I would just rearrange this to clean that out next and stop their program in its tracks. Or, I mean, maybe that was supposed to be nest and somebody hit the wrong key and didn't catch it. Oh, this looks like a firing squad, doesn't it? Can I get close to these guys? Yes. So, inside missions will have guys attack you just because you get close to them. But outside won't if you're high enough level, which I appear to be. He looks like he's dressed for the military. Even in a universe where... He's running off to the snowmobile. Fair enough. Even in a universe where scientists and researchers get kidnapped as a matter of routine... Viper is kidnapping Sasquatches. Ooh, this is a Viper report. Enclosed is the report on their recent Viper casualties in our desert Project Stein facility. Report concludes that Dr. Timothy Blank's failure to capture Grund for further study was not a result of any deficiencies of the Project Stein security system, but a miscalculation by Dr. Blank's Grund hunter squads about the magnitude of the creature's power. It was also found that the ensuing escape of several test subjects altered by Dr. Blank's attempts to recreate Grund were not caused by any fault on the part of his research assistant, but were due to the effectiveness of the Grund serum on the test subjects. Reprisal upon the research assistant will not be taken, as he was one of the casualties. However, Dr. Blank assures us losses incurred by this unfortunate event are inconsequential, and promises his serum will be delivered as promised, possibly even ahead of schedule. Now, that's absolute bollocks. And it's unfortunate and disappointing that Blank was apparently left in the base after being defeated. I thought that we would have... I mean, we took him down, even though he'd injected himself with Grund serum. And it's really unfortunate that we didn't remove him and have him imprisoned when we had him at our mercy. But it was definitely a result of a deficiency in the security system, because they captured me, or technical issues, and took her in without putting any kind of disabling technology on her, so that she couldn't use her powers. And it was definitely the fault of the people involved, not the fault of the Grund serum being too powerful, because we weren't escaping with anybody who had been infected with the Grund serum. We were escaping with people who were going to be going to have it used on them. But I don't think that we actually ever saw anybody that it had been used on. Not during the escape mission. That's interesting. This is a lizard man hybrid. But the eel man that we met before did not look like this. This coincidentally being one of the two lizard heads that are available. Maybe just a character creation, or maybe if you buy the correct costume parts kit. But like, you can build a character with this head and with a huge tail as well if you feel like it. And there's an eel man. Why can't I target this? There we go. It's very interesting that they aren't reacting to their very expensive and valuable equipment being destroyed like this. Like, maybe the engine or the way that they were building it just didn't allow for them to include a way for the mobs in the room to react to these things being destroyed. But it feels like they should have found a way, if possible. But there we go. Mission complete. This is quite cool, but I don't know exactly where the light's supposed to be coming from. It feels like it's being emitted. Oh no, it's being emitted from here, isn't it? But I don't know where these rings are. What these rings are being formed by. Anyway, let's get on with things. I think that might be the end of things in this region, at least. I mean, there'll be a mission to bring us here to help the Sasquatchers, or the Bigfoots. Oh, I'm too high level for that to target me. Ha. So there will be missions that bring me to do that, but I don't know that they'll be the next mission or missions. And I think even if they are, we're going to go back to Millenium City, because the next stuff that we do in Millenium City will very quickly lead to some more Carpenter references, which are always fun. Good work. I bet the Canadian Environmental Assessment Agency will send you a certificate or something honouring your great work. My, won't that look nice framed on your mantle? So I was talking about this before. Even in a universe where scientists and researchers get kidnapped as a matter of routine, why would somebody in the Canadian Environmental Assessment Agency need to dress like they were going into a war zone? Especially if they were coming here, which, okay, is pretty, like, we know that it is pretty fraught, dangerous, but surely such information wouldn't have gotten back to, like, whoever was dispatching him. And even if it had, they probably would have gone, they're probably overstating things. Because that seems to happen a lot in universes like this. Viper was making aquatic soldiers to grab the Mandragalore. Whoa. With that, Viper could have held the world hostage. I don't know what the Mandragalore is. Is it in the wiki? Let's find out. Was that information that we were supposed to have gotten from the mission? Like, was that text that I just missed? When did I get the information that they were looking for the Mandragalore to give to him now? It's a good thing you were around to stop them, technical issues. I know I'll be sleeping better tonight, knowing you're keeping the world safe. So let's search. Mandragalore, and it does have an entry in the wiki. Oh, bollocks. Doing those on a tablet is less than ideal. But I don't want to tab out. A powerful Lemurian weapon which caused Lemuria to sink. Oh, okay. So in the Champions universe, Lemurians are Atlanteans, and the Mandragalore is the object which caused Atlantis, or Lemuria, to sink. So, yes, fair enough. Good thing I stopped them. This is Dr. Severician. Now this is probably going to be the one that takes me over to deal with the Sasquatch situation. So we'll pick up the mission to go and talk to this guy, but we will, instead of doing that, head for Millenium City. Good work closing down that dump site, but it looks like that was just the beginning. Viper has established a number of small field labs to further their research. Dr. Carl Severisen has gone into the field with a small escort to see what they're up to, and he could use some help. Okay. Now, that's taking me up here, as opposed to all the other missions that want me to go over here. And these are level 26, level 24 missions, as opposed to the level 18 here. What was this mission for? Oh, it was just telling me to go to Millenium City. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Was there a mission here to go back to Millenium City? I feel like he's probably the one that has it. No, that's the repeatable quest. Go to Millenium City. Oh, is this telling me to start the... I mean, we'll accept it, but I think that this is telling me to, or leading me into quite a long mission chain, where you help Witchcraft to stop a dude gaining power. Oh, I'm high enough level to go to Monster Island. That's cool. I won't yet. There's a whole lot of other stuff to do first. But it's cool that I can. So there was a mission to go to Until. A mission to go to Mystic Foundry. I'm pretty sure that this mission is just the Witchcraft one that's like 2 hours long. Oh, what's this mission? Oh, it's just a mission from Socrates. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. So, this one certainly is quite a long mission because it takes me to the Harmon Institute, which is... So, Defender, the guy in all the, or most of the splash art, with the white and blue power armor, his secret identity is something Harmon, and he's basically like a good guy, no drinking Tony Stark, like a no controversy or bad behavior Tony Stark. And this mission takes us to his building, the Harmon building, where he's just firing up a portal generator that creates a portal to an alternate universe, and that's a very long mission chain as well. But we do want to pick up that and this. So that was this city is being overrun by crime and corruption, West Side just being a small part of the problem. Corporal Anton Harrison is needing some help right now. He's located on a corner northwest of Ren Center. Please go talk to him and see if he could use your help. Be careful, technical issues. It doesn't take much computation to determine Millenium City can be a dangerous place. Surely you are aware of Viper's Project Stein experimentation in the southwestern desert and their Project Awakening program in northwestern Canada. In fact, my files indicate you even played a role in stopping some of Viper's most heinous plans. Indeed. Unfortunately, it was just a matter of time before Viper tried to export the products of their dark labours to our doorstep, and so it's no surprise to me. So it was no surprise to me, that's how it should really be. It was no surprise to me when I received word Viper is trying to smuggle in some of their Project Awakening created mentalists from Canada. You need to strike hard technical issues and send a strong message to Viper this will not be tolerated. You can find these Viper agents in the parking lot of Dynamic Technologies by the big rig. Defeat 5 suppressors and 5 psionic adepts. So the next one, imported from Canada, is usually the one that I would take after futzing about in the city for long enough to get to level 18 after completing the West Side story arc, because that's probably one of the quickest ways of getting yourself leveled up, but I haven't seen this mission until now because I've been taking the long way around. Surely you are aware of Viper's Project Stein experimentations in the southwestern desert and their... Oh right, I just read all of that, okay. So what was it before? Oh, it was just to go and help a dude. Go and talk to someone. Okay. Is this the right way? What's going on with her outfit? It's a bit risque for crime fighting, isn't it? What kind of industrial strength tit tape do you suppose she has to use? Or do you suppose it's magic? It could be magic that's holding that top in place. You're always welcome at the Magic Lantern bookstore. Thank you for doing your part in assisting the Agents of Light in our never-ending fight against the forces of darkness. Witchcraft said you would be coming. Technical issues. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so that's the mission that has you work with Witchcraft for like 2 hours plus. So I will get around to doing that, but not right now. As vile as the beings he described were, so this is the harrowing book 7 of the Five Kings prison, which is relevant because we meet the Five Kings, or at least representations of the Five Kings, in the mission we would do here with Witchcraft. As vile as the beings he described were, when the old man told me of the prison which contained the kings of Edom, I could barely move my pen at the horror of it. For though he lacked the words to truly describe it, he could paint a picture of unending torment that made me feel pity for even those dreadful beings. For all their power, these 5 kings of Edom are prisoners, as well as are all their kind. They reside in a mouldering dining hall without windows or doors, filled with the stench of decay and death. Its tapestries crumble to dust, and cobwebs creep down, ceiling and wall to the floor. The 5 kings sit at a round table of rotted wood. Their garb hangs in ragged tatters, their crowns are corroded and tarnished. On the chipped plate set before each king is the left arm of the one beside him. Each holds a rusty knife in his right hand, and with it he slices the flesh away from his fellow's arm, stabs the perverse meat with the tip of the blade, and eats it. For time without end, these 5 kings of Edom are guests at a feast on the flesh of their fellows, trapped in a banquet where their own evil is the only sustenance to appease their bottomless appetites. Seems apropos. But we're not going to deal with them just now. We're going to deal with this stuff just up ahead. Hello there. Your technical issues, right? Have we met? Sorry, my mind is a little fuzzy today. Maybe I need some more coffee. Glad you could make it, technical issues. I don't get to work with heroes often, so this is quite a pleasure. Let's get some info on him. No-nonsense MCPD officer who doesn't mind breaking rules to get the job done. He hates paperwork and doesn't like doing things by the book. Lately, Corporal Harrison hasn't completely felt like himself. So, his title here is Mars Corporal, but he's also a member of the MCPD, and I don't know how he is both. Anyway. Thank goodness you're here, technical issues. I need as much help as I can get right now. Mind blown into Millenium City. We need to put a stop to the New Purple Gang members. Kevin Poe is leading his gang of thugs on a crusade to stop those kind-hearted members of Mind Inc. Now that should be a clue, because as far as everyone else is concerned, Mind Inc. are not kind-hearted. They're a villain group. Sure, Kevin Poe's broad goal is to take them down, but the New Purple Gang have done pretty dreadful things here in Millenium City in pursuance of that goal, and are not saints themselves by any measure. But that reference to Mind being kind-hearted and him having being fuzzy and not feeling like himself lately should be clues, and in fact they will build, and I'm just pointing them out now so that it's a bit clearer when we get to a mission later and things are revealed. Volunteers from Mind Inc. are passing out recruitment pamphlets to their self-organization, and New Purple Gang members are interfering. Head to the neighbouring block of Dynamic Technologies to the northwest and beat the tar out of those New Purple Gang creeps until they get the message. Administer justice. Sorry, technical issues. This headache I've got just won't go away, and it's making me temperamental. Primus has been working hand in hand with the MCPD to help get crime under control in Millenium City. They've even assigned one of their Silver Avengers to oversee operations in the city centre. Her name is Maite Sanchez. Maite Sanchez? You know, maybe you should check in with her. I bet $1 to donuts she could use your help. And of course, as a cop, I know a thing or two about donuts. Oh yeah. You can find her northwest of the Renaissance Centre. Speedseek. You've probably heard rumours that the mayor's daughter has gone missing. I'm not allowed to comment, but I know Kinetic of the Champions has been working on an assignment that is considered to be of the highest priority. Maybe you could offer your assistance. I bet Kinetic could use the able hand of a hero like you. A hero he can trust. You can find Kinetic just south of City Hall. And it's worth noting that Kinetic is spelt with a K instead of a C at the end, so that you know that he's rad and cool. Oh hey, this is someone running directly to me to give me a warning. Help, technical issues. I just saw some guys sneak into that warehouse over there, and I think they're up to no good. Could you check it out? Fine, where is the warehouse? Over here. That's a bit of a ways away. But sure. Let's deal with these guys first. That's 2 already. They had a friend standing there all invisible like. That's a bit rude of them. That was enough psionic suppressors, but I still need 2 more psionic adepts. There's an adept. Let's go and spoil his day. And that soldier's day as well. Might as well. And there's the final adept we need. Splendid. Next we have some Purple Gang members whose days we need to spoil. Won't that be fun? So I was just generally supposed to be taking out Purple Gang members, but also specifically gang members who are threatening these guys. Pamphleteer for Mind Inc. Not that I really want to be helping Mind Inc., but it's a mission, I've been asked to do it. And probably the Pamphleteers are pretty low down in the order of things, and not really a threat overall. Is that not the last one? I swear we've rescued more than 5 at this point. Or are there just like random people around who are also being threatened, who aren't necessarily Pamphleteers for Mind? I guess that's probably the case, isn't it? Here is Silver Avenger Matey Sanchez, who appropriately has silver hair. And I think we may have met during the tutorial, but it was a while ago and I can't remember. Alright, technical issues. The name of the game is Contain and Capture. Millenium City is in danger, and folks like me and you are here to help. Here to make sure nobody gets hurt. Except for the bad guys, of course. I've read your Primus file, technical issues. You have quite an impressive track record when it comes to taking down the bad guys. Ah, yes, here we are. High-ranking Millenium City-based Primus agent who gained superpowers after volunteering to undergo testing with Dr. Lucius Alexander's Cyberline serum. So, quite what her powers are exactly, I don't know. These are references to They Live, Chew Bubblegum, and It appears Argent used the technology they stole to start mass-producing glasses that could interfere with the holographic technology that disguises the alien Gadroon and allow them to live among us. Unfortunately, an Argent supply truck carrying the glasses got hijacked by an enterprising member of the New Purple Gang, Reckless Roger Piker. You're going to have to turn up the heat on Piker and get a pair of those glasses. Reckless Roger Piker hangs out in a parking lot west of City Hall. Now, this is fairly good as references go. Unfortunately, I don't like the way that they've decided to go with this, because the New Purple Gang are a bunch of assholes. And I realise that Rowdy Roddy Piper played a heel when he was wrestling. But in They Live, he was not a heel. He was a hero. He was a downtrodden transient, basically, looking for work. Travelling from place to place, carrying all his possessions, trying to find jobs to survive. And a lot of the film takes place on a very, very street level, with a lot of homeless people. What's his name? Carpenter himself, when he was filming, actually hired a lot of actual homeless people to be extras in the film. So all the homeless people that you see in They Live were genuinely homeless people that he had given money to and food to in exchange for appearing in the film. And to recast the central character of the film as a member of the New Purple Gang for purposes of the reference really just strikes a bad chord with me, because the New Purple Gang are basically the opposite. They're an organised crime gang, and they've done an awful lot of deliberate harm to the city. Still, I suppose it's cool that they put the reference in the game. The Glasses Menagerie. We don't want to set off a panic, but an extraterrestrial race known as the Gadroon have infiltrated Millenium City. They are living among us, hidden by holographic technology that makes them appear human. Our research into the technology was stolen by Dynamic Technologies, an Argent subsidiary, and unless we get that technology back, we'll never be able to determine who is an innocent, endangered Millenium City citizen and who is an alien invader pretending to be a citizen. Check out the loading docks behind the Dynamic Technologies lab and see if you can find our missing tech in the crates there. The Dynamic Technologies lab is west of City Hall. Snake eyes and ears. We need to get to the bottom of what Viper is up to around town. We've got an agent in Primus who fancies himself an actor and a master of disguises. We often use him as a deep cover agent. We want our operative to replace one of the leaders of Viper operations in City Center, a Viper lieutenant named Ivan Morgan. Defeat Morgan and we'll swap him out with our agent. You can find Morgan across the street to the southwest of Dynamic Technologies. And we also had a hand in over here, and I might as well go and pick up the kinetic missions as well, because we can probably, what's the region that we're operating in here? We'll be doing missions in this area, like this general area, so zipping about from one end to the other isn't really that big of a deal, especially with the help of the jet bike. So let's pick up all the missions we can. Good job, Technical Issues. Those guys at Mind Inc. get a bad rap. They're a legitimate self-help organization, and they don't need to be antagonized by those thugs in the New Purple Gang. Excuse me for a moment. I just had a sudden shooting pain in my skull. I'm okay now, I think. Poe owned. Yes, very nice. Ever since his defeat in Westside, Kevin Poe has increased his attacks on those poor innocent folks at Mind Inc. Well, no more. It's time to eliminate his threat once and for all. Go southwest of Dynamic Technologies and look for the manhole that leads to the sewers. We think Poe is down there, and with the rest of the scum, and that and that's where he's hiding to coordinate his attacks on Mind Inc. I'd wish I could help, but this headache of mine just keeps getting worse and worse. Well, I agree with the assessment of Poe being scum, but yes, this reference to Mind Inc. being innocent is definitely the influence of an outside source. So let's get on the jetbike, shall we? That'll be quicker. Let's come down here to talk to Kinetic. Who is a speedster, as hinted at by his outfit, and is also a hero of colour, which is cool. Oops, no, I don't want to be selecting the officer, I want to select Kinetic, who's a level 30 hero. A member of the Champions, he's very smart and has super speed as a result of an accident in the chemistry lab where he worked as a young man. He is devoted to his younger siblings. They were all orphaned during the Battle of Detroit. That really sucks. Hi, technical issues. Nice to meet you. How are you doing? Oh, sorry, was I talking too fast? I do everything fast. Heck, I'm probably the fastest hero in Millenium City. So sometimes I can't help myself. Oops, there I go again. I'm trying to talk slower. I'll try to talk slower in the future. Good to see you, technical issues. You got here pretty fast. As somebody who knows a thing or two about fast, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Sigh of relief. Yes, very clever. Sigh is both insidious and ambitious. They are determined to take over Millenium City, but unlike some of our other enemies, they will not do it through brute force or threats. They will make us their pawns, commanding us to do their will. Through mind control. We've just gotten word Psi has obtained some devices that will amplify their mental powers and make Psi agents able to command the unsuspecting masses. This will spell doom for Millenium City unless you are able to recover those devices from Psi. Don't let us down, technical issues. All Millenium City is counting on you. Mayor Bizel's daughter, Brianna, has gone missing, and my leads have all gone dry. Maybe you can interview people who knew her for ideas. Brianna used to meet one of her friends from Ravenswood Academy at an internet cafe every Tuesday for lunch, a girl named Janine Jandebeur. Or Jean de Boer? Maybe she will know something. The mayor's city administrator, Madeline Bell, was not available for questioning, but her assistant Henry Wilden is available and might have some information. Brianna was also an intern at Adair Media, so Sherman Adair might be a good person to talk to. You can find Sherman Adair near the Adair Media building. Henry Wilden is likely going from building to building on city business near City Hall. Brianna's friend Janine Jean de Boer hangs out around the city cafes near the Dynamic Technologies buildings. Okay, and there was also a mission hand in here, or is that just Socrates? Oh, it is, okay. It's just this guy also gives missions. I thought maybe you need to stop those mentalists that Viper has brought from Canada. We're just starting to get a handle on Psi in this neighborhood. Millenium City can't afford to have any more psionic-powered bad guys running around. I think I'll leave the rest of those missions. So we've got... no, not this one. A dude to talk to here. Apparently this is his building. Sherman Adair. What can I do for you, technical issues? Tune in to tonight's newscast, Technical Issues, for an even-handed and balanced look at today's news. Sherman Adair, CEO and Chairman of Adair Media and political enemy of Mayor Calvin Bizel. I don't know why we're coming to him for news about his daughter. Bizel is opponent's daughter, but okay. Look here, I have a business to run, and I'm not exactly a fan of Mayor Bizel. Let's make this quick. Yes, his daughter Brianna interned for Adair Media for a summer. She was a good intern, but she spent most of her free time writing in a personal journal. Outside of that, her work was stellar, a complete opposite of her father. How that buffoon got elected, I'll never know. Anyway, I haven't heard from her since she completed her internship. I wish you well in your search, but I really must return to work. A big corporation like Adair Media can't run itself, you know. Well, I bet it can. That's why you hire people to help. So this is the Adair Media building, apparently. But there's nothing about it from the outside that indicates that that's the case. There's a dude we need to talk to who will be walking around here. This is the Capitol building. Or City Hall, rather. And he's got like a patrol route just around this block. And I don't know where he spawns, and I don't know how long it will take to find him. Previously, when I've done this mission, it's taken a couple of circuits. Oh, was that guy? No, it's this person. Crafting node. Oh, there he is. Splendid. Hello there, superhero. Can I help you with something? I'm an official city business, you know. Oh, hello, technical issues. You startled me. I'm City Administrator Bell's assistant, but she is indisposed, so she sent me to answer your questions. What can I do for you? Henry Weldon, assistant to Madeline Bell, the city administrator for Millenium City. He's acting nervous, like maybe he is hiding something. What can I help you with, technical issues? I hope you're not looking to speak with Madeline Bell. The city administrator is indisposed until further notice. However, as her assistant, I would be more than willing to answer any questions you have concerning Brianna Bizel. I assume that's why you're here? Well, I've only met the mayor's daughter once or twice, and I thought she seemed like a nice young lady. However, according to Madeline Bell, Brianna Bizel was a bit troubled. Miss Bell said Brianna was mixed up with the wrong crowd. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly what that means, but I imagine that may help you in your investigation, technical issues. Now, if you'll excuse me. So, Mayor Bizel is actually here. He's giving a speech.
Fellow citizens,
and protecting him is a...
Ask what you can do for Millenium City.
An open world quest. Now, can I be bothered doing this right now? Sure. Let's speak to this guy. Oh, hey there, technical issues. There is a rumor going around that some...
must move beyond partisan bickering.
There's a rumor going around that there's some Viper sleeper cell agents in that crowd who are about to launch an attack on the mayor. We need to be able to tell who is Viper and who isn't.
With the help of City Hall and the superheroes, we will clean up Millenium City once and for all.
Equip this metal detector I have for you and use it on the civilians in the crowd around here to oust the Viper cell agents. I would do it myself, but with all these potential assassins about, I don't dare leave the mayor's side. Okay, so we have
A Millenium City divided
an object,
against itself cannot
and we need to
stand.
scan these guys individually. That seems suspicious.
My friends, it's time to take back the streets for the good citizens of Millenium City.
That's a bold style choice there, isn't it? Speaking specifically about the legs there. Like, ripped jeans, sure, okay. That's fine. But
when you go to the voting booth,
okay.
Don't forget all the great things Calvin Vassell has done for Millenium City.
Is Juliana? Yes, Juliana is also a sleeper cell agent.
Rarely is the question asked, is our children learning?
Okay, he seems safe.
Remember, a vote for Calvin
He's not
Vassell
responding.
is a vote for Millenium City.
She's fine too. He's not.
My friends,
check Sherry.
We have nothing to fear but fear itself. Well, that and rampaging supervillains.
Here's another one. Wow, we've got to find 12 of these guys? Jeez. Given the size of the crowd, that's basically like half or maybe a third of the crowd size total.
It's time we stand up to the supervillains of this city and declare no more.
That's a normal response. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you and your metal detector.
So long as I'm the mayor, my measure of success is victory. And success. A Millenium City divided against itself cannot stand.
That's a crafting node. Let's nab it. That's a normal response as well. What about you, Erin?
My friends, City
Yep,
Hall
you're
must
fine.
move beyond partisan
How about
bickering.
Christy? That's fine too. Hello, Tyson. Normal response. Michael, are you suspicious? Yes, you are.
Millenium City will not negotiate with terrorists.
Erica, are you suspicious? Yes, you are.
Remember, a vote for Calvin Vassell is a vote for Millenium City.
This person also going with the one trouser leg shorter than the other option, but in this case tucked into a boot. Petra, are you normal?
Rarely
Yes,
is
you
the
seem to be
question
normal.
asked,
How about
is
Lyle?
our children learning?
Yep, Lyle's fine too. How about Eduardo? Are you sus? No, you're fine. Desi, are you suspicious? No, you're not. Goodo.
It's time
Muriel.
we stand up
Hello,
to the
Muriel.
supervillains of this city and declare
Nope,
no
you're
more.
fine. Nicholas. How about you, Nicholas? Nope, you're fine too. Bill. Are you suspicious? No, you're fine. Jean, how about you? Yep, you're fine too. Letha. Letha? You're fine. Brandy. You're fine too. Laurel. Are you suspicious? Yep, you're fine. It's all of them, isn't it? Haven't I scanned everyone? Is it maybe these two? Donna? Lydia. Aha! Foiled you.
Go to the voting booth. Don't forget all
Still
the
short
great
one though.
things Calvin Vassell has done for Millenium City.
Ah, the last one appeared when everyone else was found. Fair enough. Okay, and now clear the rooftops of snipers. Oh, this is fun. These guys are even more difficult to find. Oh no, maybe not. That was a wild move, wasn't it? Just dive off the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 story building. That was a great plan, wasn't it? Okay, so turns out finding the snipers is not as difficult as I'd feared. Oh, there's 2 of them here at once for some reason. That makes life easier. I still have to find 3 more. One more. Oops. Shit. I have just got everything up to max, I think. Video. Yeah, I've set everything to max quality. But I've kept the bloom down, which it probably is a bit too high actually, because in some places the bloom has made things a little bit difficult to see, so I think I'll actually turn that down now that I'm thinking about it. Everything else is on, but I have a pretty high-powered setup overall. Like, it's not the absolute best, but it's a pretty decent PC. Now the final part of this mission is to fight off a dude. Prepare to battle Viper X, who has always been the stumbling block for me in trying to do this mission, because he's way OP.
Fellow citizen, ask not what Millenium City can do for you. Ask what you can do for Millenium City.
But maybe being hugely over-leveled. Once a Detroit Golden Boy, Kevin Armstrong served with Primus until Dr. Destroyer attacked Detroit. Wow, that's a huge amount of damage he's doing. I don't think I can handle this. until Dr. Destroyer attacked Detroit and Primus failed to defeat him. Kevin blamed the government for being weak and joined up with Viper. Before long, Kevin was appointed to commandeer an elite squad commander of... Oops. Jeez, I can't do all these things at once. Before long, Kevin was appointed to commander of an elite squad, VMS Alpha, and he soon achieved fame in the Viper organization known as the Poster Snake. Known as Viper X, the perfect Viper soldier. Okay, finished reading about him. Hopefully... Oh, jeez. Good thing I've got a full heal device. But I'm still taking an awful lot of damage. No, I didn't want to do that. Jeez. That was a terrible choice. Oh, I'm gonna fail. Do I have time to reactivate this? No. Fantastic. Get up more quickly, please. Mounting up removes the toggle, which buffs my damage, which is really irritating, and I accidentally hit the wrong button on my multi-button mouse and transformed myself into the electric scorpion. Luckily he hasn't healed up, so I can maybe I can manage as long as I don't mess up this time. Shield back up. Okay, so now that I'm not trying to read the text, the information about him, I am faring somewhat better. Hey, we won! Okay. Now we can continue with the other missions. So this one is beat up Reckless Roger Piker and take his special glasses. Even though he immediately gets back up at full health. Have they given him some special info? No. That's a shame. I spoke earlier about how disappointed I was that they decided to make a New Purple Gang member the stand-in for Roddy Piper's character. Because of what the New Purple Gang is in the game and what the character he was... oh geez, I'll look it up. Character that Piper played in the film represented. A drifter credited mononymously as Nada arrives in Los Angeles. Yeah, okay, so Rowdy Roddy Piper played the character Nada in the film, and he was a transient. He was a member of the homeless population who travelled from place to place with all his own belongings in a bag on his back and searched for work. And that's not the diametric opposite of a member of organised crime, but it's not great. But that's the direction they decided to go for it. Like, they could have chosen anyone else. They could have chosen just an ordinary civilian who happened to have found the glasses. Like, they didn't have to go with a member of a gang that had tried on at least one occasion to very badly disrupt, if not like probably destroy Millenium City, because Kevin Poe was setting up basically a psychic bomb in his hideout here that would have had... He claimed that it would only affect West Side, but given the fact that it was a bomb, and bombs tend to have a central location around which an effect happens, my bet is that it would have hit the whole of Millenium City within whatever radius the psi bomb would have affected. Now, Poe claimed in text mission in mission text that it was only supposed to affect people with superpowers, but both the people sending us on the mission and indeed members of the New Purple Gang in the gang building in the mission when you go in to try and stop him were all concerned that the psi bomb would affect just anyone in the radius, not just specifically people with superpowers. So his intent was to basically psychically lobotomize at least all the superheroes, well, all the people with superpowers, which probably includes supervillains as well, but probably also just everyone within range. The New Purple Gang also over here somewhere. Oh, here it is. You can see on the map. This is a construction site this is a block of flats or apartments. The New Purple Gang toppled a pair of enormous industrial cranes into this inhabited collection of flats or apartments. When you get there, the place is actively on fire. There are people buried under rubble that you have to free, and so that's not a huge like city-wide attack, but like that's a terrorist attack. The New Purple Gang is a terrorist organization, and anyone who remains a member after either of those two events, I would say, but certainly the one that actually killed people, the cranes collapsing, knows what kind of organization the New Purple Gang is, and can in no way be considered a hero. Anyway. Wait, don't hit me. I'm not the real Ivan Morgan, just a cleverly disguised lookalike agent assigned by Primus to take Viper Agent Morgan's place. Yep, that's right. I'm an undercover agent, and one of Primus' very best. Admit it. I had you fooled, didn't I? Sure. What info does this give us? Today, with more effective direction, more highly trained and better armed agents. Even this info is the standard Viper info. Phew. Thanks for taking care of that for me. Technical issues. There's no way I'd be able to take down someone as tough as a Viper lieutenant like Ivan Morgan. Thanks for the fingerprints. These will totally help me complete my mission. And then I think that's the last that you see of him at all. Shit. How am I stuck on that tree branch? Person to talk to is here. This is the final person. Crafting node. Oh, you must be one of those superheroes that Brianna is always talking about. How exciting. Do you know any exciting gossip about Sapphire? Info. Janine Jean de Boer is a friend of Brianna Bazell from Ravenswood Academy. The two best friends get together at coffee houses to share the latest gossip, surely, and happenings within Millenium City. Janine lives in the Ravenswood Academy dorms, while her father is on assignment on the Until submarine, the Aegir in Lemuria. Oh, so if we go to Lemuria, well, we will. When we get to Lemuria later, we'll have to find and remember the name of her dad. You're not the first person to ask me about her, and I've been beside myself with worry ever since I heard Brianna went missing. The poor girl. She was one of my best friends at Ravenswood. Unfortunately, I'm at a complete loss to where she could be. Actually, you know what might be a good idea? I should have thought of this earlier. She used to write everything in her journal. You know, secret boy stuff. Maybe she left that behind somewhere. If you could find it, that might give you some ideas as to where she's gone. Anyway, I have to get going. I'm going to be late for class. Just got these two left to do here before we hand everything in, I think. That's a good order of things. Oops. So what am I supposed to be doing here? Fighting Argent agents? Member of Argent, the Advanced Research Group Enterprises. Known for its shady dealings and crime connections, allowing them to become a major player in the global underworld. So I'm here to recover boxes of something. 8. No, that's not correct either. This is clearly labelled number 8, so... No, that's this one. This one. Okay, the Glasses Menagerie. Labelled 11 here, but 8 here. Very helpful, thank you. Whoops, that was not what I meant to press. Recover 15 holographic disruptor parts. Collect stolen crates. Okay. Oops, no, that's not what I meant to hit. They just all have exactly the same text. Okay. Disappointing, but not unexpected given the fact that all of Viper has exactly the same info text. Now, the thing about counteragents that I've learned over long experience is that they have an ability that looks a lot like a taser shot that drains energy out of targets. So whenever I notice them in a group, I take them out first, because otherwise it just makes things very irritating to try and fight the group. There's no one here to demonstrate with, but the next time that I see a counter agent, and there's a clue in the name, the next time I see one, I'll demonstrate by letting him hit me. Yeah, there we go. Counter agent. You. So he's got a taser. There we go. Ah, okay, so it's an electrical power, and because I have electric form, which returns... where does it say? When you take electrical damage, you gain 20% of that damage in energy. So it does electrical damage, so it doesn't work on this character. But I've definitely seen it happen with other characters, so if anyone watching this is playing a character, is playing this themselves, and is playing a character that is anything other than an electric character with this electric form, slotted passive power, beware. The counter agents of Argent, in particular, well, even if your character is over leveled, as mine is, but particularly if it's at level or if you're below their level, beware that counter agents can really fuck with you by just sucking out all of your, just removing all of your energy and making it so that you have to rely on your energy builder exclusively until you can recharge enough to fight properly again. Is that all of them? No, obviously not, because the mission describing area is still here, and we didn't hear the audio sting. There we go. And finally, we need to... do I care about helping him? No. Well, is he a member of Mind? He is not, so we shall help him. He's just a dude who is being threatened by the Purple Gang for some reason. Now, let's go and deal with Kevin Poe, shall we? He should have been he should have been in prison a long time ago. Because at the conclusion of the West Side arc, when the Death Dragon was summoned and all of the main gang leaders of the city were gathered there, he ran away and managed to escape. But there was only one exit to that room, and he had to run past us. And we should absolutely have been able to hit him with something to take him down before he escaped past us, and we had to deal with the rest of the dudes in the room. And additionally, due to a glitch in the way that the game functioned, I guess, once Kevin Poe runs a certain distance away from your character in that mission, he stops, and you deal with the Death Dragon and with High Pan. High Pan or Low Pan? Which way around is it? Yeah, either way. He stops, and then when you're done and you come towards the exit again, he starts running away again. But he moves slower than your top speed in if you're using a travel power. So you can actually get past him to the door first. So even if the in-canon explanation, the Watsonian explanation in the game, is that he hides somewhere behind one of the statues whilst you're leaving, you still know that he has escaped, and you could still just wait outside the door for him, because like it's a bottleneck. There's nothing inside except 2 rooms and a corridor, and you should absolutely be able to have taken him out at some point during that. And like all of this mission stuff here isn't necessary. Like it doesn't have to have happened. Like it's just tacked on to be like cleaning up the loose end that is Kevin Poe, because he escaped at the end of the mission. But like, he shouldn't have been able to escape, is the point I'm trying to make, and I'm still kind of salty about it, because there's no good reason from the mission. This is the way we actually need to go, and this doesn't lead anywhere, but going down here does trigger the appearance of 2 more dudes who, because they are members of a terrorist organization based here in Millenium City, I want to take out. So like, yeah, taking him out here is cleaning up the loose end of the mission that wrapped up the story arc in Westside, but at the same time, given the things that happen in the mission, it shouldn't be necessary. And I'm salty about it because it's bad writing. It's lazy, it's forced, it didn't have to happen. I can't believe what I've become, taking refuge in a disgusting sewer. This is all the fault of that stupid hero. Something, exacting my revenge on them very soon. That's super helpful of the cutscene, isn't it? Cut off the top of the speech bubble. I have a feeling I will be exacting my revenge on them very soon. Doubtful. Like, okay, I guess having him hide here in the sewer and be a loose end that you clean up does mean that someone can make reference to him as scum being with other scum in the sewer, which is appropriate because he is, but really, I mean, there isn't any reason for this to have happened. The son of famed psionics researcher Dr. Sebastian Poe, Kevin only recently discovered his heritage. Determined to avenge his father's betrayal by Medusa and Simon, Kevin has moved to Millenium City and become the head of the Purple Gang. Worth noting, Kevin Poe also has superpowers, so quite what he was expecting to do when his Psy-bomb hit, I don't know. Because he was there in the room whilst it was being set up, he even commands one of his followers to reset those capacitors so that it can be prepared for firing, presumably. But that's him done, and hopefully put in prison. Because if he escapes again, now, somehow, I am going to be very disappointed. Nope, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. So. Quest hands. Why are they waiting here? And the light's red. And there's absolutely no traffic. You guys okay? Weirdos. Alright, technical issues. The name of the game is Contain and Capture. Millenium City is in danger, and folks like me and you are here to make sure nobody gets hurt. Except the bad guys, of course. Thanks, technical issues. That sounded like a pretty tough fight. I'm glad you got those glasses, though. You're going to need it if you are going to root out the Gadroon living among us in Millenium City. That's the third time that line's been dropped. They really want to hammer home that there's a reference to They Live, don't they? Terrific work, technical issues. Admit it. Tangling with those Argent thugs really is the ultimate adrenaline rush, isn't it? Well, maybe so far, I guess. Silent running. I'm hearing a lot of buzz about Psy and a connection to Mind Inc. I've got my best agent, Peter St. Croix, working on it. But I know he could use some assistance. Care to lend a hand? You can find him 1 block east of City Hall. I choose you, Gadroon. Now that you have the glasses, you can expose disguised Gadroon. The glasses will send out a pulse that disrupts the holographic technology they use to disguise themselves. But the Gadroon will not be happy we've discovered their holographic technology has an Achilles heel, so be ready for a fight. The disguised citizens are roaming around the courtyards of the 2 blocks north of City Hall. How do you know that much? How do you even know? I mean, yes, okay, for the purposes of the game and making it easier on players, of course they have to restrict the area within which the Gadroon patrol. But what possible explanation could she have for knowing this? She doesn't have the technology that we do, those revealing holographic disruption glasses. Like, we only just retrieved the parts for those glasses from the crates that have been stolen by Argent. Well, whatever. More inconsistencies. Thank goodness that Kevin Poe is taken care of. That kid and his new purple gang have been a thorn in our side for too long. A thorn in the side of the good people of Millenium City. Say, do you hear a strange buzzing noise in your head? Oh, right. Return to kinetic as well. Let's hop on the jet bike. Clip through the road for no good reason. And zip over to Kinetic, who's over this junction. Wow, that's where all the vehicles are stuck. This happens every so often. So, where are these guys stuck? Just doing a traffic report for Millenium City. It looks like... Oh no, maybe they're not stuck here. So is it this direction? All the traffic's stuck in. No? Oh, they've created a perfect gridlock loop. Okay, very clever. Great coding. Not something that you would want to work out in the 11 years that the game's been going for, but okay. That's his talking too fast routine again, okay. None of my other contacts have anything new to report. I think you are still the best hope we have at finding the mayor's missing daughter. I'm the only person that can move around, apparently. Side effects, yes, very nice. Technical issues. I've got some really bad news. One of the MCPD's finest, Corporal Antoine Harris, is currently mind-controlled by the Psi supervillain Medusa. Medusa has been exploiting people and superheroes through Harrison to Psi's benefit. Well, I mean, the only thing that we've really done is take down more of the Purple Gang and Kevin Poe, and I would have done that anyway, to be perfectly honest. It gets worse. Technical issues. Medusa has a secret identity within the city administration, under the name of Madeline Bell. Ah, so she's the one that we would have spoken to, but didn't because she was busy? Okay. How does he know? Maybe he's been doing an investigation on his own, whilst we weren't looking. I suppose that we... As a speedster, he might be able to do that between blinks. She's been giving officials false information about the whereabouts of the mayor's daughter, and working to keep us from finding her. Go into the Mind Inc. offices and defeat Medusa, so she will relinquish control of Corporal Harrison. Once she's defeated, talk to Corporal Harrison. You can find Medusa in one of the offices in the Mind Inc. building, east of City Hall. Diary Queen. Haha! These names are real knee slappers, aren't they? Interesting news, technical issues. If this diary of Brianna's is so important, I'm willing to bet she had it with her when she disappeared. The last place anyone saw her was at City Centre Park, where she used to spend her lunches when she wasn't visiting with Janine Jean de Boer. That sounds like a good place to start, don't you think? City Centre Park is a few blocks east of City Hall. You're a great investigator, technical issues. I'm sure you will turn up something. Okay, so looks like all of our missions have moved over to this side. So we'll come up here, defeat the Gadroon who are disguised first, I think. Bullet for Bazella's already reset. Okay, fair enough. I won't be doing it again. I can't be bothered. So, now we're here. We need to put on the Gadroon revealing glasses, but I already know where they all are. This is one. See, we've got a holographic interface thingy, and there's a Gadroon adjudicator. Oh, this is exactly the same information about the Gadroon that any other Gadroon would have. Okay. Was it the Purple Gang that made me think that they would all have different information? Some group, some enemy group, made me think that dudes might have different info in their about boxes, and the fact that not all of them have this is quite disappointing to me. I mean, I guess writing stuff doesn't seem to have been the game's creators' most strongest. That's great wording there. Anyway, it doesn't seem to have been their strongest suit in the first place, but like, how much information could it have been? Like, it could only really have been a maximum of a few thousand words, depending on the number of different mob types. And like, as I've mentioned, the game has been out for 11 years at this point. They could have come back to it. So, to move away from complaining... Oh, is this going to give me a mission? It might. No, apparently not. Sometimes there's a mission to stop a bank robbery here, I think. So, yes, to move away from complaining, it used to be that the device that I'm wearing that causes this big cone to happen, it used to be that you had to equip it to one of these two slots, which I realise you might not be able to see because the camera view might be covering it, but there's... oh right, yeah, I can show you here. One of these two slots. So, characters have gear slots, which give you bonuses. Like this is a set of 6 items of premium gear that you get if you make a certain purchase. I can't remember exactly what because it's been a while since I bought these. Now these increase your stats and also boost your XP. But you do have things like this and this, which just boost small stats in a small way. And it used to be that the device that I'm using here, the holographic revealing glasses or whatever they're called, you used to have to equip those to your character, so that you would be removing some of your gear and some of your effectiveness to do so, which I think sucks, and I'm glad that they changed it. And it indicates that they have made some changes since, you know, in the 11 years since the game started. But we're right back to complaining again. I don't know why they don't devote any resources to updating other parts of the game. Like, you could do it slowly over time. Mind Inc. claims they are a self-help group, but I know they are just a front for the psychic villain organization Psi, and I will not rest until they are shut down. Great to see you, Technical Issues. Psi does not stand a chance now that you are on the job. Indeed it does not. Let's get info on him first. Primus agent assigned to investigate the connection between the self-help organization Mind Inc. and the psychic-powered criminal organization Psi. What is Mind Inc.? Mind Inc. is purported to be a self-help organization, but I have no doubt that they are a front for Psi, who uses Mind Inc. to bilk customers out of money. I also suspect they are looking for other people with latent mental powers to recruit as foot soldiers for Psi. Who is Simon, and what is Psi? He's the leader of Psi, a powerful mentalist. Real name Simon Bell. Simon was recruited into Psi by its founder, Sebastian Poe, father of New Purple Gang leader Kevin Poe. Simon betrayed Poe and took over Psi. With the powerful psychic seductress Medusa by his side, and deadly agents like Mindslayer, Simon has ambitions to rule Millenium City, and eventually the world. So, Simon's name is Simon Bell, and Medusa's real name is something Bell, so I guess they're married? Or they're related? Who knows? Have you seen those strange pieces of machinery placed around the perimeter of the Mind Inc. headquarters? Those doohickeys are called hippocampic somnambulators, and they emit a transmission to slow synaptic responses of people within its broadcast radius, making people docile and susceptible to recruitment into Mind Inc. We need to knock those machines out of commission for the safety of Millenium City. Okay. I do wonder how these people find this information. I mean, we do appear to be more or less the only active crime-fighting people in the world. Oops, hello, missed one. Pretty sure her diary is around here somewhere. But it always takes me a while looking around at all the different benches to find it. Oh, picking up mind control devices off of these guys. Aha! Here we are. Brianna's diary. For those wondering, I don't know that you would want to go 2.5 hours into a VOD of a what's essentially a Let's Play, but this is the location that I have found Brianna's diary, and it never varies. Because I don't do this mission very often, I tend to forget exactly where it's supposed to be. I don't know how to find the coordinates, but it is in the park, just here. And that was a dude. That's a manimal from Monster Island. It looks like some sort of strange, dangerous creature is running rampant in McDonald Park and terrorizing innocent civilians. See if you can get this beast under control. George McDonald Park is on the east side of city centre, across the street from Argent HQ. Oops. Didn't I? I just did that, so I'm going to have to wait for him to respawn. Okay. These Psy dudes who are in... I mean, we could be... Oops, hello, that's a mission. Excuse me, technical issues, but I just saw some robots sneak into that military post over there, and I don't think they're supposed to be there. Please check it out. So... Oh, they've disappeared. I could be charitable and describe their outfits as magenta, but I won't. They're wearing pink and black. That's super pink, isn't it? That's bubblegum pink. I mean, sure, they've got these gnarly, like, psionic projections, but they're also in skin-tight black and pink outfits. Like, sure, they're wearing a disguise over the top, maybe like a mental projection, but they are still underneath. And this guy's got a bald shaved head with a long ponytail, top knot, and a bunch of face paint. Very 80s. Extremely 80s. And very amusing. Now, I've mentioned before, but an organization of criminal mentalists led by the powerful psionic villain Simon. Many of its members have received mental enhancements as a result of a psi serum that helps a person to reach their psionic potential. This master mentalist manifests extra psionic arms. So, he's got an extra set of arms that are part of his powers as a wielder of psychic powers. And there are some kind of psionic cestus punching glove thing here, and shoulder pads. Now, Grond and Grondlings also have an extra set of arms, but I don't think it's possible for player characters to get extra arms, and I think that that's really disappointing. because I think that should be available. Okay, so now we can take this chap down. Ooh, I should get the info before he disappears. Laboratory creations of the sadistic outlaw geneticist Philip Moreau. These vicious man-animal hybrids are fiercely loyal to their cruel creator. Block the ground smash of this grotesque grizzly, or you may find its incessant attacks more than you can bear. Ho 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 ho. Hey dude. I'm not the expert on CO story and lore. I'm just an adherent. But thank you. I'm doing good. Coming towards the end of the stream. Wow, that's a lot of people all just stuck. And there's no way to disrupt them either, is there? I think it's just a matter of oh wow, they're all panicked now. I think it's just a matter of the game's AI getting confused. Like, you might notice that the streets are entirely free of vehicles as well. And I discovered earlier that all the vehicles in the city have gridlocked themselves. Let's see if it's still there and if I can find it again. Oops. Which one was it? It was here, wasn't it? So if we fly over here, we can see all the vehicles. Their AI has gotten deeply confused and gridlocked everybody, every vehicle in the city, into this one circular block, because the AI commanding the vehicles is not very clever. I think this happens with some regularity, and I don't know what it takes to reset the vehicles, but here we are. No, I think vehicles roam everywhere. Like, I know that there are some vehicles that will traverse up and down the roads here, in and around West Side and up along here, and up this road as well. But I don't think it's limited to. I'm just breaking your shit, and you're too scared of me to do anything about it because I'm 7 levels higher than you. Ha ha ha! Eat it, loser. I don't think that vehicles are limited to one area. I think that they roam the whole street network, which might actually be the problem. Like, if they were limited to a circuit around 1 or 2 blocks, and there were just regions that some vehicles were always in, and they didn't leave that region, it would still create the illusion of traffic, without having the issue of sometimes the AI gets confused and all the traffic stops and disappears because it's all gridlocked itself in one place. I guess they were too ambitious. And I was talking before about the extra arms that some of these mentalists have. Like, all the other parts of this outfit, including the psionic projections on the back and on the shoulders and on the wrists that we saw earlier, are things that player characters can get. Like these blades on the arms. And these pummeling, like, cestus covers. Well, you can't really interact with the traffic that I've noticed. I mean, it will sometimes go around you, but, like, you can't damage the vehicles. You can't... they won't stop for you if you're in the middle of the road. The only thing that the only illusion that they're creating is that the traffic moves, and you can do the same thing as I mentioned if you just limit like 5 vehicles to one block and have a bunch of vehicles. Maybe the reason that they did it is because if vehicles are free roaming, they can have fewer of them. This is the Psi building, or the Mind Inc. building, rather. Or I should say buildings. I mean, they are connected by a sort of huge antenna array. Neon light show. But they are 2 separate buildings. Well, I mean, you can pick up, you can target stationary vehicles, and you can pick them up in this game as well if your strength is high enough. Like, you could pick up this, you could pick up Viper transports, but I don't think that moving vehicles are targetable in this game. I don't remember it being the case, but I haven't tried for a while, so I mean, maybe I'll go and check. Have I? Oh, alright, I've completed that mission, haven't I? I'm just after mind control devices. Oh, and I also need to take out Medusa. No, I can't interact with that. So Medusa is in here, and... oh, do they? Oh, okay. Fair enough. So I think, because I'm playing until 11, or roughly 11, this will probably be the last mission I do today. But taking down Medusa is definitely a worthy thing to spend my time on. And a good end to the stream, I think. I don't know that I would say that the fact that the vehicles are targetable means that you're knowledgeable on the lore, but okay. I mean, if you really want to find out about the lore of the game, there is a section of a channel on the Discord for deep lore dives. And I haven't investigated very much in there, but I do know that they were answering questions in there that I wouldn't even have thought to ask. So the one that I saw was about a champion called Victory or something, or a superhero whose costume was white and blue, which presumably inspired Defender. But so this guy was working or operating in during the attack on Detroit City that destroyed it. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate that people overlook the lore of the game. But there is a lot there, especially
Why
because,
doesn't
like...
Simon just mind wipe the mayor's daughter and be done with it?
Oh, her lover, Simon. Okay, so yeah, they're married. I think, yeah, she's
married.
married.
The way Simon has been looking at Mindslayer lately. What does he see in that little tramp anyway?
So the game Champions Online is based on a pen and paper roleplay game called Champions, which has a bunch of lore in it, and either that or this game had
It's just
comics.
a matter of time before Simon and I are powerful enough to control every one of the feeble-minded citizens of Millenium City.
One or both had comics made about them as well. So there's even more lore there. So Medusa is the brains behind Psy. Although her lover Simon is the nominal leader, she's the one really pulling the strings. Once she was simply an accountant named Madeline Brunner with no psionic abilities. So we've earlier in the game had her referred to as Madeline Bell, and Simon, the leader, is real named Simon Bell. And I was wondering whether they were married
Simon
or...
had Bazel's brat under his complete control in no time.
or whether they were related by blood, and it seems that they're lovers. Although I suppose, I mean, they're villains. I guess that they could be both lovers and blood related.
Would I give my life for Simon? Of course not. I'm loyal, but I'm not an idiot.
There might be a card game. I've not seen reference to one, but that doesn't mean there isn't one.
Do I really love Simon? Or do I just love the power I get, being second in command of Psy?
But then her client, Dr. Sebastian Poe, fell in love with her and gave her some of the serum he was developing. It gave her the ability to freeze people in place.
Simon has been looking at Mindslayer lately. What does he see in that little tramp anyway?
Sometimes lasting for several days. She and Simon betrayed Poe long ago. These days, they use Mind Inc. in Millenium City as a front for their real work. Okay, so she was involved with Sebastian Poe first. Interesting. Didn't know that.
Simon is going to be disappointed when I kill you. I believe he wanted that off for himself.
No, so we got a lot of voice lines out of her. I don't know whether that's the case or not either, I'm afraid. I'm not really a super knowledgeable person about the game, I'm an enthusiast. Let's hand in these missions and then I will call it a day. Mind Inc. claims they... Oh, okay, so that's the spiel we've had before. Thank you for collecting those transmitters. Technical issues. Do you need an aspirin? I've heard if you stand close to those somnambulators long enough, they will give you a splitting headache. So we'll come over to here first. I hope this sends a message to the Gadroon. They can run, but they can't hide. Literally. Between this and our efforts in Canada, maybe the Gadroon overlords will think twice and find a more compliant planet to invade. Take you to their leader. You've got the Gadroon on the run. That's the good news. The bad news is they are stepping up their invasion plans and have dispatched a courier with battle plans to bring to their invasion leader even as we speak. If we get a hold of the plans, though, we can use it to our advantage. The courier is coming from the Gadroon hideout northwest of City Hall. The Gadroon don't have a very keen understanding of human fashion, so their disguised Gadroon courier will appear as a human wearing red, striped pants. Follow the disguised Gadroon and then use your holographic disruption glasses to confirm he is actually a disguised Gadroon. He is carrying the plans that show you the location of the secret warehouse to the invasion leader. Once you have the battle plans, find the invasion leader's hiding spot. There should be a pluralization there, an S, and defeat him. Just a heads up, I hear the warehouse is located near the courier's original place of residence. Okay. And then finally, this dude. Hello there. Your technical issues, right? Have we met? Sorry, my mind is a little fuzzy today. Maybe I need some more coffee. Whoa, the last thing I remember is talking to City Administrator Madeline Bell, and then all of a sudden, I had no control of my actions. Medusa was mind-controlling me in order to get you to knock Psi's greatest enemies, Kevin Poe and the New Purple Gang, out of the picture. Then, after you had served your purpose and outlived your usefulness, she used me to lay traps for you, like when I sent you to help the lookalike Martha Reese, and she led you into an ambush. That hasn't happened yet. I mean, it should have done, I think, because that's definitely a mission I remember doing. But not on this character. Just thinking about all this is giving me a migraine. Thanks for getting that psionic psychopath out of my head, technical issues. You're the best. Now, I probably won't be given that mission now because we've completed the thing with him, but it might be possible to find the person that I should have gone to. Yeah, here we are. So, apparently he would have sent me to Martha Reese. Hello there, youngster. I can't find my sweet kitty cat, Reggie. Could you help me find my sweet missing cat, Reggie? He's black and white with a cute little white spot on his nose and really soft fur. Info. Kindly an eccentric old lady who's lived in Millenium City for like 1,000 years and is pathologically devoted to her 4 cats, Reggie, Rufus, Batty and Bumblebuzz. Ignore the funny old lady smell, that's just her foot medicine. Do you have any other cats? Yes, a nosy little black cat named Reggie, a curious calico named Batty, a sweet Siamese named Bumblebuzz, with eyes as blue as springtime sky. So, follow Martha Reese and help her find her sweet black and white kitty Reggie. Takes her a little while to get started, and then she goes quite slowly. And then gets suddenly attacked, mysteriously, by members of Mind Inc. Bear in mind that we should have done this first before freeing... what's his face? And learning that this was actually a plot to get rid of us. So just pretend that we did things in the right order. Oh, that's interesting. She doesn't heal up, so if she accidentally gets taken out by... She's going much faster now as well, isn't she? If she accidentally gets taken out by those 2 attacks before we can get to this point... Does he have any info? No. if you weren't helping out and he accidentally got taken out, it might have been possible to fail because she might not have healed up between attacks and actually got knocked out. You know, I just remembered. Martha Reese is visiting her niece in Henderson City. Somebody must have been using holographic technology to appear as Martha Reese. That means they must have been setting a trap for you. Gosh, it seems really strange I could forget that Martha went on vacation. She called me more than a dozen times to ask me to keep an eye on her place. This really is most peculiar. Could my forgetfulness have anything to do with these intense headaches I've been having? Yes. So he's claiming we apparently was supposed to have done that first before freeing him from Medusa's mind control, but he's suggesting that she was using holographic projection, or the Mind Ink dude, the Psy dude, was using holographic projection, but I think it was probably actually supposed to be psychic projection, you know, because they're psychics. But yeah, so that's it for today. I guess there's a mission here and a mission here to hand in, but I'll do those next time. And for now, thank you everyone who came by to watch, and I appreciate everyone who has taken time out of their day to join me. Thank you.